Kou Yamori sneaks out and decides to venture out at night. He feels nice and free, and like he belongs there. He goes to a swing and have some fun. Recently, Kou started to have trouble sleeping. He is a 14-year-old, second-year middle schooler. He received a love letter in his locker, but rejected the girl, telling her he doesn't know how to date. As he has issues sleeping, Kou had looked online and saw advice telling to talk to a family member or trusted friend. However, Kou laughs that he doesn't such a trusted friend. His phone vibrates and Kou panics if someone found out he is out alone, but see, he just received a coupon for a rental store. Kou walks around and continues to read online what other people have been doing and sees one that drinks more so that he is able to sleep. He passes by a vending machine and after a bit of thinking, he purchases beer. In that moment, a woman appears behind him, noting that he is buying booze, but then comments that Kou doesn't look old enough. Kou starts to apologize, saying it was a mistake, he got it for another and attempts to run, but the woman grabs him arm, stating he can't fool her.
You think that's gonna fool me, boy?
This isn't what you think, really.
She tells him she won't be taking him to the cops, but guesses that he can't sleep. The woman wants to help him and as he goes with her, she starts explaining why people stay up all night, and that's because they aren't satisfied with how they spend the day. She points at 3 sleeping men on a bench and states they look quite satisfied. Kou thinks that they are just drunk and the woman asks them if they drank a lot. The men confirm and she high-fives them, telling them to make sure they go home and sleep. Kou wonders if she knew them, but hearing she didn't, he is surprised how casual she is with strangers. She tells him this is nighttime, the time of freedom, and he will never be satisfied if he don't release his inhibitions. Kou then runs back to the men, although not understanding anything. He wants to high-five them and the men are ready, but the first then feels sick and throws up. The woman comes and tells them to not let the drink consume them and to clean it up. While walking around, she asks him if he starts to get sleepy and Kou confirms. The woman then tells him they should go to her place. In the elevator, she reveals wants to give advice to people who can't sleep and help them resolve their issues. Getting in her apartment, she asks Kou to lay in her futon. She then removes her coat and Kou starts to think she wants to do something dirty, but she states they are just going to sleep on the same futon.
Nothing dirty, just a guy and a girl sleeping together.
That's plenty dirty. Gotta go, you're freaking me out. Goodbye.
As they lie down on the futon, she tells him to close his eyes. Kou feels that she is weird, but nice person. He decides to pretend that he is asleep for a bit and then go home. Moments later, she asks him if he is sleeping. Kou is silent, and she asks a few more times. Believing he fell asleep, the woman states she can't resist it anymore and proceeds to bite his neck. As she sucks some blood, she is surprised how delicious he is. Kou wonders what was that, surprising her that he is awake. He finds the blood and she tries to explain it was a mosquito, a big mosquito, that she slapped. Kou doesn't believe her and also states she has blood on her mouth. Kou then wonders if she is some sort of a vampire and she confirms. Kou starts to wonder if he will be a vampire too, but she tells him that isn't happening. But she denies it and explains that blood is just food for her and it would be annoying getting new family members each time you eat. She heard some vampires make many offsprings, but she isn't interested in that. Kou then keeps asking why he isn't a vampire and she reveals that for the person to become a vampire, he needs to fall in love with the vampire. They go outside. Kou reveals he doesn't really know much about love. He doesn't have a crush on anyone and doesn't like girls as they are usually mean to him. She realizes he has a hard time at school. She asks him what he thinks of his first night out as it's his first step outside his norm. Kou believes his life was fine as there was nothing he wanted and was doing what he thinks is the right. She tells him he can stay up until he is satisfied with his day and that isn't a bad way of living.
This place is the furthest you can hope to get away from all those things that make your life a living hell.
Kou then asks her for a favor and wishes that she make him a vampire. Kou knows that he would never take the leap himself and will return to his old life and spend his days in boredom. But now as he had seen the night, it's the first time he wanted to be something. Kou asks her to let him fall in love with her. She states her policy is to not make an offspring and she won't be doing anything, and will just be sucking his blood. He is free to fall in love with her. She then introduces herself as Nazuna Nanakusa and Kou as Kou Yamori. Nazuna reveals that humans' blood tastes the best at night, especially right before a person falls asleep, as that is when the blood is infused with night. Kou wonders why are they on the roof and Nazuna states it's because they are closer to the moon. She then kicks him off the roof, telling him she will teach him how to enjoy the night. As he falls, Kou thinks he will die, but Nazuna comes and states he won't and the night is to fool around. She grabs him and starts flying around, making Kou feel awesome. Kou sneaks out for another night. He meets with Nazuna who reminds him that sucking blood isn't just eating for vampires, but also copulating under certain conditions. Kou feels embarrassed when she says copulating. Nazuna wonders if he forgot why he came and Kou tells her he haven't forgotten. He wants to become a vampire, but for that he needs to fall in love with her, which makes Nazuna feel embarrassed. Kou recalls that before telling her that he wants to be a vampire, she had a request. Nazuna reveals that she just wanted to taste his blood again. Kou is fine with that and reveals his neck. However, Nazuna feels embarrassed and calls him pervert for doing that.
Want some now?
Oh God, why would you show me that?
She wants to suck his blood, but there is a timing for that. Kou goes out for another night, but no matter where he looks, he can't find Nazuna. He decides to get back close to his home and search there again. He also realizes that even if she sucks his blood, he won't turn to a vampire right now, so he doesn't need to meet her every night. Nazuna then appears and greets him, which annoys Kou as he has been looking for her. Nazuna explains she has been going around looking to suck the blood of some random person. Kou wonders about him, but Nazuna explains that different people's blood is like different meals. Kou brings the copulating part and Nazuna being cornered. She admits that since this is part of the feeding process, she is doing it with random people. Kou doesn't want them to search for each other each night. He wants to exchange contact information with her. He asks her for her phone number, but Nazuna states she doesn't have a cell phone. Thinking a bit, she recalls something and they head towards her home, where she finds a cellular phone. She may need it and brought it, but since it's too big and heavy, she doesn't want to carry it around. Soon they made smaller ones, but she couldn't be bothered anymore. Nazuna then feels tired and lies on her futon and invites Kou. While they lie there, Nazuna wonders if she can suck his blood, but Kou denies it, stating that since he won't be turning to a vampire, she can go and suck someone else's blood. Nazuna reveals that she was actually looking for him earlier and it's actually rare to find someone with tasty blood like him. Kou then reveals his neck and Nazuna happily sucks his blood. A different night and Kou once again can't find Nazuna. She ends up finally finding him, but Kou is still annoyed how long it takes them to find each other. He reveals he brought her a wristwatch transceiver. Nazuna is excited, finding it super cool and guess they can play with them. Kou states it's for getting in touch, but Nazuna still wonders if they can play with them. Kou tells her she can play with it if she wants that much and recalls that he also used to buy transceivers to play. Nazuna is surprised as that requires friends, but Kou states he had his ways. When he was 9, he brought 2 transceivers and after some thinking, he hid one on a hard-to-find place and decided to speak with the one who ends up finding it. He never received any call and when he checked, he saw that the other one is missing, so someone must have found it. However, for some reason, he also decided to not call it and just put his transceiver away. Nazuna finds the story sad and funny, and gets to laugh even harder, when Kou reveals he is wearing his old kid transceiver.
Why are you wearing that?
After giving her a transceiver, Kou wants them to do a test play, and Nazuna agrees and goes away. Kou recalls the transceiver's range is 150 meters and after a while, decides to call Nazuna. As she reply, he realizes she is in range. She acts like there is enemy ahead and if she should kill it, but Kou tells her to wait. He is glad that he brought the transceivers and it feels like they are a couple who just started to date, but Nazuna finds that embarrassing. The two then spend more time together and eventually Nazuna takes them to the roof of Kou's school. She tells Kou that the night changes the way one perceives things and the school doesn't seem that bad. As Kou agrees, she bites his neck and sucks his blood. Nazuna finds his blood tasty and a bit lewd that she sucked his blood at school. Kou recalls that she likes lewd jokes, but gets embarrassed when talking about love and romance. As she also doesn't want an offspring, Kou figures that she had never been intimate with a human. Kou wonders if he can call her Nazuna-chan, which makes her feel quite embarrassed and wants him to use san. Kou thinks that they should start by being friends first. Heading home, Kou looks at his old transceiver and wonders what happened to the other one and if someone still has it. The transceiver then rings, surprising Kou. A girl wearing the other transceiver appears behind Kou and calls him by his name, wondering what is he doing. Kou then pushes the call on the transceiver. Kou wonders why Akira has his transceiver and she explains she never threw it out since he gave it to her. Akira explains that they had different classes and Kou became more outgoing around 6th grade and made a lot of friends, so she missed her chance to talk with him again. She waited for him to call on the transceiver, but he never did. Lately Kou has been missing school and she called to see how he was, but heard a sound from the transceiver. Kou asks her if he gave the transceiver to her and Akira denies, but states he left it in her mailbox. Kou recalls placing it on the mailbox, but didn't know which one was Akira's. Since they are friends, Akira was worried how gloomy Kou used to be. She wasn't sure if he thinks of her as a friend as he was standoffish, but in his own way, he gave her a token of how he feels about her. Kou realizes this was all a misunderstanding. He recalls when they were younger, Akira asked him to join her and play with the other kids, but Kou was observing ants carrying other dead insects and stated he was having fun on his own way. Since Akira believed they were friends, she joined him and observed the ants together. Kou accepts it and greets Akira, since it's been a while since they have talked. He notices she is in school uniform and wonders if she is going home now since it's 4 a.m., but Akira explains she is heading to school. She tends to get early and likes taking morning walks before school. Akira wonders if they can meet again tomorrow at the same time. Several nights later, Nazuna starts to notice that Kou is leaving earlier, right after he lets her suck his blood at around 3:30 a.m., and jokes it feels they have only a physical relationship.
You do your thing and then leave right away. So this relationship's just physical.
If anything, you're the one who's physical!
Kou states it benefits her, but Nazuna doesn't mind it. She jokes that he is likely seeing another woman, and awkward, Kou denies, making her realize it's actually true. Kou denies it, saying that it isn't what she is thinking and leaves. Kou then runs to meet with Akira. Meeting Akira, after spending time with Nazuna, has become his routine. Kou and Akira don't really talk much and it's often just small talk, and just spend time together. Kou recalls Akira used to be more talkative and lively. He asks her if she is having fun spending time with him and Akira confirms. Kou then starts to wonder if she actually likes him, but then notices Nazuna spying on them. As Nazuna approaches them, Kou thinks she is angry. However, Nazuna is happy and wonders what are they playing hanky-panky in a place like this. Kou don't know what she means by hanky-panky. Akira wonders if Kou knows her and Nazuna tells her not to worry, as their relationship is just physical. As they call each other Kun and Chan, Akira believes they like each other, but Nazuna starts blushing and wants to prove that not everything is linked to romance. She asks Kou to stand and then bites his neck and sucks his blood, and explains she is a vampire. Akira wants Kou to go to school with her. Nazuna takes Akira and Kou to a bar. Nazuna orders beer, but as they are underage, Akira orders breakfast and coffee. Akira asks Kou why is he letting her suck his blood and if it's related to him skipping school. She had decided to not ask him before, but now wonders why is he skipping it. Kou apologizes for not telling her, but he doesn't know how to explain it. He was thinking he is fine, but at one moment, he no longer had fun going and didn't know how to deal with that emotion. Akira shares that she too doesn't enjoy going to school or being home each day, but have to go. Nazuna finds Akira interesting and while Akira still doesn't believe she is a vampire, Nazuna is fine with it. Nazuna points out that Akira is Kou's friend, but wonders what have she been doing lately as she neither contacted him or they have seen each other for a while. Nazuna then stands up and decides to leave. As she does, Kou realizes she left without paying for her beers. Kou pays and leaves after Nazuna. He wonders if she is angry, but Nazuna denies it. Kou doesn't believe her and states he can't know if she doesn't tell him. Angry, Nazuna starts insulting him and flies away. Kou tries to follow her, but loses sight of her. Kou goes around looking for Nazuna, but is unable to find her. He ends up tripping and as he cleans himself, he realizes he has the transceiver. He calls Nazuna and apologizes for meeting his friend in secret. However, Nazuna states she isn't angry about that. Kou haven't been in fights and don't know what to do or why she is angry, but wish to make up with her. Nazuna appears in front of him, wondering if their relationship warrants making ups. Nazuna explains she isn't angry, but got ticked off. She wonders why he didn't reply when Akira asked him to go to school with her. Kou explains that he hesitated to answer, because he didn't know how to tell a human friend he won't go, because he wants to become a vampire. Nazuna notices there is blood on him from tripping and ends up kissing him to suck it. Nazuna points out he said human friend and wonders if he has a vampire friend too. Nazuna then leaves, telling her friend Kou that they will meet tomorrow. As she is gone, Kou states that friends don't usually kiss.
Friends don't usually kiss each other like that.